And you are welcome. It is a grand evening here. Of course, you know Fridays are, hey, what it is. It's time for the Black Table. My name, of course, is Mazino Pil. It's the first Friday for the month of December. You guys are welcome. This is the place where you'd rather be, particularly made just for you to let off that steam and hear all the things that men say when they get up to no good. Well, I mean drinking. You're welcome. Now, today we've got a very interesting question for you guys, and this is it. For what's brewing, we're asking, when she's pregnant. No, I just did a rubbish thing. I didn't even introduce these guys. First off, let's meet our guests for today. We've scoured the earth and we've brought the creme de la creme. A doctor is with us today. Dr. Sugar in the house. Say
Thank you for having me. Good evening. Good to be here. I'm excited. I'm pumped up for the conversation tonight.
Grand. And of course, he's brought with him his mattress, his pillow, and everything because perhaps maybe there's no letting him back in after everything he says today. We have fashion designer himself, Mr. Kudus, in the building.
Good evening. It's nice to be here.
Grand. Now, what was that I was saying about what we have to talk about today? What's brewing when we get back?
See your nose.
And you are welcome. It's the first Friday of the month of December, and there is nowhere else that I'd rather be than this place here, this particular cave for men called the Black Table. How we got that name? Well, the table is black anyhow. You are welcome. This is the place where you find solitude and, of course, the right mix of everything that makes a man tick. If you have any question, hey, we've got the answers all here between all of us four. And I will be introducing these gentlemen we have here to help me cultivate these topics that we have for you today. We've scoured the earth. We've brought them from long, far-reaching places. Today we have for you a doctor, none other than Dr. Sugar. Joining us today, you are welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here. I'm excited. I'm pumped up for tonight's conversation. Thank you.
I'll tell you something. It's the first time we're having a doctor here.
Are you serious?
So we're excited. We want to see your take. And that's not all. Also joining us today, he's a fashion designer, and you've probably heard of him. In fact, I'm sure you've heard of him before. It's Mr. Kudus in the building.
Hi, good evening. It's nice to be here.
Great beard. How do you take care of it?
Just some oil here and there.
It looks good. It looks good. I heard that you also brought your mattress and pillow and everything, because I don't think you're going back home. By the time Madame hears everything that he has to say. Now, let's get on with it. I'm joking. I'm joking. He was absent last week, so you won't blame me. We kind of like forgot about him because his replacement was fantastic. But Gang is back. Yay, yay, yay. Gang, how you doing?
No, I've changed my name.
To what?
It's Quincy, not Jones. Not Jonesing.
Gang, you know the funny thing? You never told anybody the meaning of your name. And I think it's very interesting that people actually get to know is, what
At the end of the show.
At the end of the show?
Yeah.
Don't forget.
I won't forget.
All right, grand. So, tell you guys what. The show has started. If you aren't drinking, then you're not with the right tools. Let's already get our glasses filled out there. That's for you. Remember the hashtag, it's the Black Table on TVC. We'll be right back after this short break, and we'll tell you what's been brewing all week.
You always take the bill on the first date, second date, and third date. Bro code.
Welcome back, of course, with me. You already know Dr. Sugar, Kudus, and Gang. That's the gang we've got here. For what's brewing, a very interesting thing popped up over the week. Now, this is a quote from somebody. She said, pregnancy doesn't mean the two of you should get married. It's a makeup artist. Her name is Bola, and she said that after her marriage crashed in 3 months after getting married. Now, you guys heard the story, yeah? Dr. Sugar, Kudus. It's very interesting that many people think that, first off, if you want to get a guy, get married. You're a doctor.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead.
If you want to get married to a guy, if you want to hold a guy down, get pregnant for him. It's something that they've been doing since time immemorial, or that they claim that women have been doing since time immemorial. But is it absolute that if a girl is pregnant for any man, maybe not you, that you should get married to them?
No, it's not absolute, because nothing is absolute in life. A lot of women have gone through that path, and when they got into the marriage, they realized that I think it was better for me to have been a single mother.
Well, it's not something our culture actually embraces. Being a single mother, people don't really think that. There's a certain lack of respect they believe, and I'm not with that school of thought.
To be honest with you, I think holding a man down with pregnancy used to be a thing of the past. In this age, I think it's not longer a norm. People don't buy into that
It's
any
not in
longer.
vogue any longer.
No, it
It's
doesn't.
old,
It
it's old
doesn't.
slavos.
It doesn't. Because these days you have a lot of women that just want kids. They don't even want to have anything to do with men. They just want kids. They don't even want anybody to be with them. So I mean, it's no longer in vogue.
Well, you talk about vogue, but I also see that, along with the culture that we have, where it's at, it has to be father, mother, and children, and then there's that stigmatization thing. The people are they're compelled to, I don't know, to, okay, I'm pregnant. Now what? I'm not married. I don't have a husband. There are other factors as well, as who's going to take care of the kid with me? What are people going to say?
That's if the woman is not working.
That's
And
if
she
she's not.
doesn't have source
And
of
the
income.
argument is that
Okay.
that is it. That this generation, especially this generation, people who want to live as baby girls for life, that is how they go about it. They want to be pampered, taken care of. They don't want to work. So hence, what's the next step after graduation? Perhaps maybe I find a man. What's the easiest way to get a man? Get pregnant for him. He must marry me then, is what they think. But then, I don't know. I'm not of that opinion. Personally, I think that I've seen and I know people who are single mothers, and I always find that there's something about them that's very, very interesting. I think that they're very courageous. And I will never advise anybody who finds himself in that situation, especially a man, to say, okay, I have to marry her now. I don't know if you
Yeah,
agree with me.
Because of pregnancy.
I look at it
Yeah.
from two different ways, you know. There's some marriages that find it hard to have kids when they eventually do get married. So some people advocate the agenda that you need to basically test the product and confirm it works, you know, before you have it in your household.
Oh.
Some people are of that school of
So
thought.
it's Suya school of thought.
Do you understand? But then at the same time,
Okay, Suya school of thought. You know, before you buy Suya, you take
Test
it.
it,
Yes.
okay.
You
I
have
get
to
it now.
taste
Oh,
it.
wow.
But then at the same time, now this is my personal opinion. At the same time, it's also surrounding the reason why you're not supposed to have sex before marriage. You get me? Having sex before marriage would obviously put you in the line of being able to get pregnant before you get married.
So which are you for? Are you for no sex before marriage or sex before marriage?
It's, well, unfortunately for me, well, not unfortunately, because I enjoyed it. Because I enjoyed it at the time. Do you understand? So I would say, don't have sex before you get married.
Don't have sex before you get
Don't
married.
have sex.
Did you test the goods yourself?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I tested many goods,
No,
just like
guys.
you.
Did you test the goods you got? You ended up with? Did you test the goods before marriage?
No, I did not test. I don't know what goods you're talking about. You know?
Did you test the goods before marriage?
Then
Yeah.
we were in
No,
the
no.
world.
Before marriage.
Then we're in the world.
Then we're in the world.
No, you're in.
Well,
Planet
the-
Jupiter.
we're on the straight path.
So I think I have intel on you. You, this man is very special.
I can tell.
This guy actually dated his wife from 100 level in Unilag, yeah?
Not absolutely.
No, okay, so what was that? What was that?
So I dated my wife for 7 years before getting married. I dated her when she was in her 200 level,
What level were you?
300.
Okay, 300 level.
Yeah. So we're just a year apart.
So
And it was an interesting journey.
I'm sorry, I'm going to intrude in your married life because I want to know how. This is very interesting. So you guys were in school together.
Yeah.
You got married how many years after school?
We got married, let me see, maybe like another 5 years.
5 years. Okay,
That's
So how
that's
can you
fine.
guys date for 7 years and there's no goods tasting?
It's still good tasting. How?
Now here's the funny thing. When we say
It's
goods
not like
tasting,
as if it's
we
strange
need
to
you
me
to
because-
understand that
because-
she also tasted the goods. Your goods are goods as well.
Yeah.
You
Amen.
tested
Yeah,
each other's
yeah,
goods.
you know then. So okay, I think for me, I was just on that straight path, and the honest truth is, I never thought. Well, not like I never thought. It wasn't like I was dating to get married.
Okay.
You know, it was just one of those things you just do. Then you find out that
It's
you
looking
just
like it.
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
and
gonna
you
stick.
just you just find out that okay, it's nice, it's smooth, it's stable.
Why not just?
Why not? If not, then
Yeah.
you, before you know, you just close your eyes and you're like, oh, this 5 years. How come 5 years? What happened?
Let's go for forever.
Then you know, I'm out of school. She's still in school. I'm doing my NYC. She's still in school. Then you just keep going. And before you know it, you'll be like, okay.
So the reason why police doesn't want to give us a direct access because his kids are watching, or they will see this sort of. So just, you know that thing they are telling you don't do.
No, but definitely it wasn't like it was all smooth. We
Yeah,
had
of
a lot
course,
of bad times, a
challenges,
lot of
yeah.
good
Yeah,
Yeah,
times.
sometimes the goods can be like that.
Yeah,
The
and
goods
you
can be
know,
bad
there was also
along the
time
way.
that she traveled out of the country and we were doing over the sea relationship, you know.
okay.
So there were a lot of
Ups and downs.
yeah,
Ups and
yeah.
downs.
So if she had gotten pregnant for you then, if you guys were testing goods, would you have been compelled to? Would that have been the best reason to get married, even if it turns out grand? Would that have been the best reason to get married to her?
No, definitely not. But definitely, I think we were already at that spot that we knew that. I mean, after 7 years, we knew that
This is it.
if it had come, I mean, we would have gone with it.
Okay.
If it had come, we would have
Doctors
gone
know how to take care of these matters, but let's
Oh my God.
let's we don't. Well, did you taste
No,
the
no,
goods?
no, no. I didn't taste. There was nothing like
Wait.
tasting.
Guys,
No, guys. Wait.
See, let me drop my drink. Can we be honest on this table,
see.
this black table? We
See.
are unburdening. We're talking.
But
We're
you see,
telling the truth.
everybody
here.
has a story, right? So I grew up. I didn't grow up in Lagos. I grew up in Kwara State. I grew up in Ilorin. Ilorin is very conservative. I come from a very conservative family. Everything is church. So there was no opportunity to taste. What are you tasting? So maybe you licked the surface, but you did not taste. You know that kind of stuff. That's how life is.
Yeah.
No, you have to be sincere.
I know.
I don't know. You guys. Oh Lord. So that's it. Amen. Can we close the chapter?
Just the pepper on the suya.
Only the pepper, not the suya, actually. Very interesting. Now, let's go back to the take. Now, this lady's complaining that her marriage out of 3 months is a very, very bad one because it seemed like as if that was it. Hey, I'm pregnant for you. That
Let's
I
turn
definitely
it into a
would.
marriage.
Zeno,
yeah.
we need to know if you did some good tasting
So
as well.
as I was saying,
Thank you.
Yes.
For putting him on the
okay,
spot.
I'm the umpire here. I did not, and I'm looking you in the eye. I did not taste the goods before marriage.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
I wasn't a saint, however. I will say
You taste
that.
what you swallow.
Gang, would you stop? Gang, would you stop? Let's get back to this woman's wahala
So
now.
you tasted, then you put it back in the plate. Say, come and take your food.
Guys, it's a serious show. How? Okay. So for this lady who finds herself in this situation, and I think I was reading down the comment section, and people were actually lambasting her, saying that it's mostly the lady's fault in these issues. Somebody said something about women knowing exactly how and when to get pregnant, that they orchestrate these events, or these 9-month events, and that the responsibility mostly is on the woman. And I'm like, both of you enjoyed it.
Oh, both of you enjoyed it.
But
Yes.
the way I see it, to be honest, when I saw this story, something just told me that even if she wasn't pregnant for him before the wedding, the marriage still would have crashed.
I think so too.
Oh,
It still would have crashed.
I just remember the story. I have a friend. Came over to my place. I was a bachelor then. He slumps on the ground, sits down, and said, I'll change his name for, the names are not real, but the events actually happened. I'm like, Wally, what happened to you? He's like, Zeno. I'm like, what? Like, she's pregnant. I'm like, who? Like, my girlfriend. You have a girlfriend? It's like, yeah, we only did it once. Apparently, he was a virgin. And then they tasted the goods, and then this happened. And he was forced to marry her. So he married her. He didn't marry her immediately. We lived together as bachelors for a minute. And then eventually they had to get married, live on their own and everything. 2 years later, saw him driving down the street. Hey, how are you? What's up? How's your son? Like, man, I'm not sure that's my son. No. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Safe to say the marriage didn't work out. They broke up. He's married to another woman now. He refused to do a DNA test, but he was absolutely sure that it wasn't his son. He said, because he's invested so much love in the past 2 years in this kid, it's going to be very difficult for me to find out that it's not my son, even if I know that it's not not my son. And then the lady started behaving all sorts of ways. But listen, yeah, that's another story for another day. I might continue, but we are out of time. But we've got other stories. Tell you guys what we're going to do. If you have any topics or any thoughts on the matter, use the hashtag The Black Table on TVC. We're going to come back to this very interesting conversation and much more. We've got a little tech segment for you guys. And yeah, we'll be back. Welcome back. It's still The Black Table. Dr. Sugar in here. And of course, Kudus in the building. Gang in the back. Gang in the back.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. You always have a smart thing you say when I say that. You didn't say it this time.
Because I haven't been in your back in a while.
Gang, that did not sound right at all.
You asked for it.
Gang, I did not ask
You
for
asked for
it.
it.
This is going all sorts of wrong today.
You know, I'm not tasting your goods tonight. Can we move on?
Let's do tech today. For tech, have you guys heard? First off, it's been in the news about all the whole Twitter bans and everything, but Elon Musk is back in the news again, but not for Twitter. Tesla CEO and, of course, most recently, Twitter owner. He hosted a flashy event on Wednesday night, and, well, for one of his companies, he got acquired, I think, 5 years ago, Neuralink. Now, the startup proposes implants that connect your brain to computers. Last year, for example, Neuralink said that it was able to allow monkeys to play video games using only their brains and an implant inside of their brain. So Musk is now touting this footage of the monkeys playing these ping pong games and everything like that. And also, I think he's done the same thing for pigs as well. And this raises ethical questions. Of course, we have a doctor here. I'm going to be asking you some of those things. But first off, what do you think about this whole AI human cyborg? You're a surgeon, yeah?
Okay, so what I think of it is, it's more like a case of, I beg, help me, they can't
Wait,
really do it. I don't know. So, I mean, the owner of the universe has created an order, and you want to disrupt that order. Now, you have control in disrupting the order, but you don't have control in disrupting the after effect of the disruption.
Or even controlling
so that's what is scary for me. That's what's very scary for me. So let's look at COVID. Look at the way 2020 COVID just spiraled. Nobody believed the world, not a continent, I mean the entire world, can be on lockdown, shut down, simply because something triggered somewhere. So I'm not even scared about the disruption. I'm scared about the aftermath effect.
The after effect, yeah.
He has good intention, however.
Okay, tell me. Because I'm hearing about this for the first time.
Okay, so what he claims, and there have been examples of this where it actually, I think a year ago there was something close, where amputees could actually gain use of a limb, an artificial limb, by controlling it with their minds. It's kind of like artificial neurons is what they're saying. I thought that was interesting, but then again, you can imagine where that's going to go on from there. If you're going to be operating machines with your mind, that's AI for me, and I've always been very, very scared of artificial intelligence. Forget the movies. I think that it's actually going to burn us.
So when you look at the mind, of course, we have the conscious and the unconscious mind. So at times, you will realize that there are programs installed in your subconscious or unconscious mind that you're not aware of. So by the time, maybe I'm just imagining that, okay, Kudus, all your bills should just disappear like this. But I don't intend it. But you've already sent that message.
Yeah, and you're sending it to a machine.
You're sending it to a machine that does not understand
Go or come.
Understands go.
Soldier go, soldier come.
It doesn't understand this
as
is
well, I think
unconscious.
one of the fears that's being noticed here is, you know, like you said, whole AI technology and one controlling computers controlling us, is the fact that the possibility of you even being controlled by another person exists.
En masse.
So there's an agenda they might want to push, and because of that neural link, you have
But there's
no
always
real
an
influence.
agenda. That's it, because there's a difference between what's happening and what's going on.
Well, are we not seeing this? I said this last week and the week before.
But it's inevitable now.
The guy owns Twitter. Now he's putting implants in people's heads. He has an electric car company called Tesla. This is just classic take over the world syndrome. He is
Trying to drive.
He wants to rule the world. He has the numbers on social media. Everybody's on his app, whether we like it or not. He's got your ears. He can influence the way you think or the way he can influence information.
Absolutely.
News. He's implanting chips, or at least in the next 5 years, he's going to be. I mean, everybody wants a Tesla now. In the next 5 years, everybody's gonna want a brain implant because I want to be able to move my Tesla. And he
Mob
actually did
mind.
say that. He said, somebody asked a question directly, would I be able to move my Tesla using my brain implant? And he said, plain blank, yes. If you can do that with a car,
How
I
much?
can just simply start programming human beings. All of you, yeah, please.
So I just look at Kudu's bottle of drink, and I just take it and pour it into his ear, and he will shout, yeah.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Tell you guys what, let's save some time. We've got another topic coming your way. Tell us what you think about this if you want to. Elon Musk, I'm warning you guys, is the supervillain, but nobody's listening now. Wait until it happens, and then
High-level
you say
disruption.
Mazino said it. In any case, we have one topic for you guys that we want you guys to also help in sinking your teeth into. Only after the break, we'll tell you about it. You probably heard it. It has been discussed in programs even here on TVC, but all when we get back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's that segment here. Right now, the big one. Let's talk about this. This is very interesting. It caused arguments across Lagos, across Nigeria, across Twitter. Ghanaian music producer, his name is Fregel Acha Derek. Now, he says dating a Nigerian woman, listen, dating a Nigerian woman nowadays is like taking care of an orphan. Are Nigerian women really entitled is what we're asking. And did he have any right to say that as a Ghanaian? But that's for the second part of the what's called. But apparently it would seem that women, especially Nigerian women, are becoming more and more entitled. I've heard stories, so many stories, about women demanding for things even inside of a relationship before the marriage. And even after marriage, it even becomes worse. So people are simply just looking for where they will find comfort, security. They're not in it for the work or anything. It's just, hey, I want to take. But is it a Nigerian thing? Because I've also heard very different about Ghanaian women. Gang, I don't know. I'm going to come to you, but kudos. You might have heard stories. You might have your own opinion regarding this.
Yeah, so basically, I look at it from two perspectives. One is the poverty mentality. You know, there's poverty everywhere. People are struggling to survive. And I think it's one of the major factors that bring up stuff like this. And secondly, I think women of these days see a lot of things as being transactional.
Ooh, that's
So
that word again.
it's more like transactional relationship. Even you trying to say hello to a lady and she's not answering you, just buy a drink, then the conversation starts.
But is it bad? Is it all wrong? Is
So
it all wrong for a woman to look for
I
security
think-
in a
I
man
think-
before she actually
I don't think
acquiesces
it's
to whatever?
security. I think it's getting worse by the day. You know?
Okay.
It's getting
So
worse
I
by
need
the day
to know where
because
you
it's-
people are meeting such women. I need to understand
it's
where you
get-
people are. Really, honestly, because you see, in life, nothing is absolute, and you can't just make a blanket statement and just say everybody's like that. So I need to know where you people are meeting.
No, I'm not saying everybody. That's why I
Okay.
said the poverty mentality
I
and
agree.
transactional. So
Okay.
a woman feels, oh, I need to get before I give. And now it's not a standard
So
for
is
every
it a
man.
woman or some women?
Okay,
Some,
let's go
not,
with
not
some women.
everybody.
To
Some,
make you comfortable.
some women will feel like they need to
Okay.
get before they can give. So it's transactional. You know.
There is a lot about this transactional relationship, especially lately.
So even if it's in terms of emotion, you need to show me a whole lot of emotional. Then before I
support,
can,
before
you know,
I can.
yeah,
Clearly,
reciprocate.
Dr.
But you know,
hasn't been on
when
the
you talk
streets.
about, I love the fact that, sorry,
Yeah.
I love the fact that you mentioned emotions, you mentioned
Yeah.
now. I tell people there's something called emotional bank account.
yeah, emotional banking,
Actually.
yeah.
So which means if you have not invested in me emotionally, you can't withdraw from me emotionally.
Yeah.
So that is supposed to be normal.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start from, let's
I
continue.
said, clearly, you haven't been on the streets in a while.
No, I've not been on the streets. No, I
Here's
haven't.
the thing. There have been a lot of complaints about Nigerian women. I remember another show, there was one South African girl that was talking about how they love first and they just
Yeah.
start taking
I-
care
I
of the
saw that
guy
too.
and
I saw
working
that
in
too.
hand with the guy. But Nigerian women go straight to demands. I want this, I want this, I want
Who
that.
was saying that?
No, there was
It's-
one-
a South African guy.
A South African
Lady.
Lady. Oh,
Now,
okay.
this Ghanaian guy, too, based on what he has experienced with Nigerian women. Now, people are seeing Nigerian women as always being demanding, always wanting something. The transaction, like he said, is increasing and increasing. Nobody is really looking for love, so to speak. They want something they demand so much that you wonder, like, how
Like,
can you be
seriously?
how can you be that hungry?
Gang, let me jump in there.
Okay.
Have you ever? Okay, we're all married, so obviously we can't have that kind of relationship. But have you ever met a new friend who's a woman? I'm not saying all of them now, doctor. Careful, don't look at me like that. But you'd find that even in friendship, there's a certain need and demand that comes from certain people. They always want. It's just, you have to get me, oh, let's go here. You're the one spending. Oh, you're the one spending. Come and carry me to, come and take me to so and so.
Honestly, I'm
It
startled, like seriously startled.
I'm surprised
And
that
like
you
Gang
don't
said, he
experience
said,
this.
obviously I've not been on the street. For long.
It's not,
I
like,
have-
it's not like the rest of us have been on the street. Though. It's not like that, though.
Some
This
of
is
us have
sounding
been on the
strange to me.
streets of
No.
Instagram, on the streets of.
Thank you.
So we know what's happening on that
Exactly.
street.
Okay,
I've
so-
heard of so many things. I've seen so many things. I've seen where girls, just to get the latest iPhone, do you understand, make these demands. They're willing to date somebody or be with somebody that's going to provide those things for them. And from a lot of the things they see on socials in terms of traveling, vacation, and they feel entitled that I deserve this as a woman
Yeah.
if you want me.
Wonderful.
And the thing is that the demand is seen more in Nigerian women these days
Okay,
in
so-
comparison to women from other places.
Other places. Okay, so let's start from this place. Metaphorically speaking, there are 3 categories of women.
Okay. You're about to
No,
define that.
there are
first.
3 categories of female.
Okay.
Let's use the word female. So we have the girls, we have the ladies,
And we have the
then
women.
we have the
Oh,
women.
okay, this is
So,
getting interesting.
I feel that this generalization is going to be for some specific category of these females. That's one, my opinion.
Is age a factor in that categorization? Could you be 60 and still be a girl?
Yes, you can be 60 and still be a girl.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I get
So that's one categorization. The second part is what Gang was saying, that they are more demanding. I've traveled to about 15 different African countries, work-related trips, and I realized that Nigeria is about one of the richest
Okay.
countries. Nigerians are one of the most liberal. And at times, until you leave your place, you will not
Yeah.
appreciate some certain things.
Yeah.
We give freely here. Outside Nigeria, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
So a typical Nigerian woman that probably interfaces with another male from another country, will
Expects you
place-
to give.
Okay, so I get what you're saying there. So you're saying our culture is what's caused us to,
I think-
by design, we become so. Our women have become so. That's what you're saying.
That's
By-
what I'm
by-
trying to say.
by design of our
Thank you
culture.
for interpreting that.
So, are you now blaming us as men for being providers and wanting our women to be well taken care of? Because I feel
No, I'm not
because
blaming
no,
the
do you
men.
understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yes, I do. But you
Gang
see,
was
also,
talking about the South African stuff, and I remember the lady saying that. So they wonder why Nigerian men spend money. They're always surprised, like, why are you spending?
Yeah.
They don't get it.
it's a reflex for us. I mean, it's
so-
neutral, it's normal.
Now,
That's how we're made.
maybe women cost it, and
No,
we made our
I
women
don't think
used to
women
it.
cost it.
So you can look at it from that angle.
Okay, we can look at it from
We
that
caused it
angle.
because we kept
And we
on
can also look at-
spending, we kept on giving,
Yeah.
we kept on.
till
we were
it
almost,
became an entitlement mentality.
and it was
Yes.
almost like we were in competition with each other
Yeah.
to outshine each other and make sure that our women or the woman I wanted to be with always had.
Do you know
So
that?
now they're used to it. We
Do you know
spoiled them.
that as far back as secondary school days, I went to a boarding school. The secondary school I went in my generation, that's like Harvard of secondary schools.
Okay.
I went to FGC. So there's FGC and there's others. And I remember that during Valentine's, even over 20 years ago, during Valentine's, if you see what boys were doing,
Yeah.
What will they do? He said
in fact,
It's a classic drink buddy, man. I'm not with this
Seriously.
guy.
I agree with him 100%.
you can relate.
You were saying you were
I know of a guy that was driving around with gifts in his car,
I saw-
giving different
I saw
girls
a teddy bear
gifts.
almost as big as this chair.
in
back
secondary
then.
school.
And when I heard what this guy did to get this teddy bear, how it was smuggled into school,
And he
So-
got that size to outshine other people with small teddy
Wait,
bears.
so when we give as Nigerian men, not African, because all y'all other African men
No,
don't
no,
give
no,
that.
no, no, no,
When we
no, no.
give, why are we doing that? Are we doing that because we want a certain kind of adulation or whatever, or we want the goods. That's another talk. I know, but
So motives,
Motive, yeah, what's our
motive and
motive?
intention, you can't see. So I think basically it's to impress,
Yeah.
to make a statement that, I mean, I'm going to take care of you. But is that what love is?
I see how this is morphing
They are
into
all
very
Yeah.
different.
So,
you
so
know.
like I keep saying, it's transactional. Now for this new generation, it's worse.
Oh, I absolutely
worse.
agree, because
It's-
I've had
it's
issues
worse.
of parents bringing in their guys, bringing in their girls. That, doc, I need you to help me counsel and work on this, because currently I function as a consultant and a coach and a counselor. So I get to do a lot of counseling, and when I see the things I see, the things I hear, I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
The entitlement mentality, and they're very bold and audacious about it.
Yeah, they're
I,
changing.
I think that's even the scary part.
the younger
Like the way they stand
It's like,
bold
this
on
is what
it.
I want.
Like,
The story. A friend of mine, not married, so he's okay. He can do this if he wants to. Takes a girl out. On the same table, this girl's telling him about how terrible her colleagues are because they have entitlement mentality, because they'd ask a guy out and also ask, it's like, you know what they call runs girls.
Yeah.
So she belittled them. She talked down on them. Oh, I don't do that. That's horrible. They get back from that vacation or whatever it was that they went for. And just before the girl steps out of the car, the girl demands that he gives her 50,000 for all the time spent with him. Ooh. And he's like, sorry, I thought it was you and I that were just talking about this yesterday. That, oh, this is nasty, blah, blah, blah. Because you are pro, just tell me that you are pro. All this, that kind of thing. So the younger ones are, it would seem, according to Gurus here, getting bolder and bolder and bolder, because it's like as if it's been entrenched inside of their system that this is the Nigerian culture. This is our culture.
The dilemma I have now is, the dilemma is that, okay, yes, you want what you don't have, right? Some of these people, if you look at where they live, their own homes, where they're coming from, that's why this
Not
Ghanaian
rich.
guy said it's like you're raising an orphan. You would find out that your dad doesn't have these things. They don't provide these things for you in your house. You're not enjoying these facilities. But you're now, when you meet somebody that can provide, you want to suck them dry to make sure you have.
So because
this
Honestly, these
and
societal
that.
issues, they are all interrelated. What is popping up in my head now, I know we have limited time. What is popping up in my head now as well, I just need to bring it up. Yahoo Yahoo boys.
Yeah.
yeah.
So money that, fell from heaven, you got, it's very easy to be thrown away. And it is that particular generation that you see mostly.
So you've tracked it to one good place, but I dare say that you haven't tracked it to the end itself. The absolute end is the fact that cultures are changing. People, the globe
Dynamics
is becoming a village. People can see
global
easy
village.
faster.
Yeah.
How do they do that? Social media.
Yeah.
That's the influence. Everybody can see this. Oh, wow, look at that. I bet I want this. I'm going to get it. It affects both male and female.
I totally agree with you.
So that's just it.
Yeah.
Where it's going to go, I don't know.
So it has, social media has led to comparison.
On the flip side of
social-
it,
uh-huh,
so
and
I also
competition.
think there are a lot of hardworking women out there
Yes, true.
Thank you for
that
balancing
would
it
not
out.
even ask for a dime, rather would spend on you. Do you understand?
Now,
They
yes.
would rather spend
Yes.
than collect from you. So there are a lot of
there
hardworking
are
But for
ones that
how
we
long?
No. Trust me, they are true, genuine,
That's what I
hardworking
wanted to say.
women.
We're not
Yeah.
expecting
No,
anything
listen,
in
Yes.
I
return.
agree with you.
Yes.
But for how long
Will they do that?
will an independent woman do that and keep getting nothing in return? At some point, she has expectations.
So
So a woman that's making more money than you, she can spend on you. She's mature. She's not materialistic. She can take care of herself. She can take care of both of you. But at some point, you as the man can't just sit down and keep receiving.
Even if,
You
your
have
head is
exactly.
correct, even if your head is correct, you won't just want to keep receiving.
understand?
But we know some men, they just want to receive.
funny enough, those kind of women are the most, would I say, unlucky or unfortunate.
Yes.
How
So if you look at the stories of the woman always spending, taking care of the man, at the end of the day, the
They
man
meet opportunists.
It messes
messes
up. Yeah.
everything up. And they are the ones that get killed at the end of the day. The guy is cheating on the lady. It's always them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Say that again. So you're saying that for most men who get taken care of by a woman who's hardworking and all of that, that man is the one who actually
Yes.
goes out and cheats.
Yes.
How
Yes.
is that possible? How is that a thing?
because he's getting it on a platter of nothing.
Yeah.
Comfort.
So it feels like, so maybe entitled. Like, so
Yeah,
if you
because
want me,
at some
then I
point
can
his
do whatever
ego
I
comes
want.
It
to
has
play.
nothing to ego, yeah, but
Yeah.
I still doesn't. I still don't understand why. If you take care of me,
Because
why would I
if
want to
you
go
look
outside?
at it, that's what happens most
That's
times.
just the insatiable nature of human.
Yes, because at
I'm
some
being
point
taken
Because
you
I
feel
feel like
see,
I'm
Gino,
I
it's
want
like
my
this.
wife's
way more
money
than
to go
that.
outside and carry another woman.
Yes, because
Yes,
you
now.
feel you're not in charge, and you meet some other girl that allows you to play
Cut
And
my
that
balls
charge.
rubs your
No.
that
Yeah.
makes ego one way. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that happens, cut my balls off because I can't. I mean,
I
my
thought you
ego would
lost
be
your balls a long time ago.
my ego
Good
would be
to know
wounded
this,
already
man.
that I can't make this money. Yeah, I know I'm getting it from my wife, and I'm taking it. And I'm going to go and get one Unilag girl.
Now,
or
you
two.
know, when it comes to emotions and goods,
As in-
your logical mind is suspended. Except you consciously bring it back. Come back.
Wow. That's very interesting. Do remember now, we're asking you guys as well to please send in messages as well. Use the hashtag the Black Table on TVC if you want to get us to read your comments at the end of the topic here. We're talking about Nigerian women. According to this Ghanaian chap, who by the way they lost.
Charlie.
They lost. Was it today? They lost. It was against the is it Uruguay?
Uruguay.
Yeah. But we were hoping for you guys, but unfortunately, yeah, it's all good. No worry, Charlie. We're talking about this guy now. First off, let's cross the border and go to Ghana. Have you ever been to Ghana?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
Haven't been to Ghana? Ghana's a very beautiful place.
Yeah, I've been there.
More so, Ghana has very beautiful women. I dare say, and I'm seeing that now. I know you guys are watching. I don't think the culture is much different. In fact, I think it's even, if I can use the word, worse in Ghana. Because it's much more liberal than Nigeria.
Oh, yes, it's more liberal.
They say things that we were not saying 3 years ago. They're like, Charlie, it's all right. It's like, everything is on the table. It's on the black table. They say it like it is. They expect you to understand, you know. So, is it truly a Nigerian thing? Like he put it, saying that Nigerian women is like dating an orphan. Somebody said in the comment section of the Instagram page I saw, dating Ghanaian women is like dating kidnappers, actually.
That's a good clap back. That's a good
He was
clap
like,
back.
exactly, I was clapping back. Well, you're calling us orphans? You guys are
but
like kidnappers.
To respond to his statement and generalization, I totally disagree with it. Dating a Nigerian woman is not like dating what again?
How would you know? You don't know. You're not dating a Nigerian woman.
But I mean,
You're married to the one you have.
I have cousins. I have relatives. I have clients. I see women every day. So it's like this guy is saying all our women are like orphans. So if you're going to take any one of them, be prepared to take care.
I would like to add to that generalization, or rather take out of that generalization. I think it's just, if at all there is any sense in what he said, it is perhaps maybe restricted to more urban Nigerian women. Or perhaps maybe even more exposed.
You should just phrase it as Nigerian women on social media.
Okay, yeah, okay, maybe.
But are women really that entitled? Don't they deserve to have what they want?
Ask that again first.
Because he's saying that Nigerian women just feel entitled.
And when you say deserve, it must mean that you have earned it.
Yes, haven't they earned it? With the amount of stuff Nigerian men
With the
have put them
stories
through?
that we hear, these are just young little cats, children in schools who simply just want baby girl life.
We know how the society is and the
Let's
dynamic.
bring back the first story from before about getting pregnant. Tell them that story you told us while the camera. This is a very interesting story. You guys are gonna like this one.
So I had a friend who went to school way back. After uni, he had this incident of one of his girlfriends or one of his girls that came to his house with her mom, accusing my friend of impregnating her. You know, as the conversation goes on, the mom starts to cry. Like, this is the 5th place we're coming.
5th place.
5th place.
5th place we're coming.
To
And
claim
this
the
guy
fatherhood.
And all the guys are
denying
denying.
this pregnancy. So, I mean, it's just crazy out there. So holding a man with pregnancy, I don't think, in this.
And that was back then, no?
That was like some 15 years back.
Wow.
So holding a man with pregnancy these days doesn't hold the waters.
Fine. Now let me go back to gang about. Don't they deserve it?
Wait. Okay, you can even narrow it down. Your wife, you're all married here. No matter what your wives ask you for or they demand from you, don't you feel they deserve it?
Ask my wife now. She went through the right quarters.
Don't you feel they deserve it?
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah. If
So
I'm
what are we
successful,
saying?
yes.
If they deserve it and we give it to them, they're entitled to it, right?
Yep.
So
yeah, by virtue
do they
of
feel
marriage.
entitled?
No, it's just a right. That's a right.
So their entitlement is sexually transmitted. That's the simplest way. Listen, you're my wife.
And that's what Kay was also talking about when he said it's transactional.
It's a thought. You're my wife.
You know, women of those days, even if they feel entitled, they don't express it. It doesn't come first. It's not the first thing you discuss on the table.
You.
It probably comes maybe in the middle or at the last, or
know what
it's
to
just
ask
very
is-
When you know
example.
they paid their
Understanding
dues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you know they paid their dues.
So, but you're meeting someone for the first time and the person is already.
Like,
I like the perfume you're using.
you buy from you.
The person's like, you can't do this for me.
The female type. In fact, she's already slowly see.
Nah.
They sell it.
But how do you know this? You've been out of the game now.
No, but I mean,
So,
very imaginative.
so
I can imagine mine,
I
man.
think like even for the men feel entitled. But I mean, there's a way you subtly play that card, not just on the first time, on the first date. You've not even met, just on a phone call, and you're
So
wondering
perhaps every woman across
like,
Africa is
so
entitled.
if I come, what do you give me?
Perhaps every woman across Africa is entitled. It's just the manner or the boldness with which Nigerian women go at it that makes it seem a bit untoward.
Yeah, like Kudo said, I think the main thing there is they put it first.
Yeah.
Other African women don't mind being with you for nothing at all.
Yeah.
I just like this guy. I'm feeling him. Let's do whatever we need to do. It's not a problem. But Nigerian women are like, I'm not going to do this with you unless I get this. Which goes to show that they might not even like you, but just because you can provide that thing, they'll be down with you. Meanwhile, other ones, they're down with you. They like you. Oh my God, he's a doctor.
No, we're very
Now that
plenty
brings
in
back
this
that-
country. It's survival of the fittest.
Wait. You see what you just said? That brings back what
I
I
heard
just
it, but you can just if you didn't hear it.
Listen, what you've just said is that most Nigerian marriages are built on that tenet. Then that's what you're saying. That's what most Nigerian marriages are built on. I'm going to marry you because you can take care of me. Is what I hear you saying.
Yeah, from the female aspect, I think a lot of women now
Oh,
are
yes.
looking for security first. They're not looking for love.
Yeah.
Am I secure in this relationship? Would I be all right?
And is that wrong?
Balance
I was
is
asking
bad.
you that earlier. Is it wrong for
It's
women
not
to actually
wrong.
have that mentality?
It's not wrong.
So I think, there's this thing they talk about now, marrying up and marrying down.
Or marrying parallel.
Yeah. People don't marry parallel. People marry up. Like, so typically, the women want to marry a guy that is 5-6 years older than them so that can provide for them and give them that security you're talking about.
Marry up and marry,
marry
down.
down.
I'm hearing you.
Doctor, let us
So,
explain to you.
so,
The game has...
for
the
the
game has
guys,
changed since the last time you twisted a girl.
so for the guys want to marry down most times.
Because of
So-
respect and
Respect and all of
self-esteem.
that. You don't want someone challenging you in your marriage and your
But
your
is that
relationship.
also right? That is what is causing a lot of mental health issues with women these days. So
Explain,
they
please.
end up marrying a
Expatiate.
bully.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
But what were they looking for when they were marrying up? And the man that is marrying down, what did he think that was going to cause? It's
both sides.
Exactly. But the scale is balancing itself. You have to deal with it. And, I'm not espousing to the nuances or the ills. Or I'm just saying that eventually both parties are just going to have to deal with it. If that's what you chose, it's your lot in life. Instead of coming on social media and start shouting that look what's happening or the
And a
man
lot of
that married
times
and
you
everything.
ignore the red flags at the expense of what you want to get.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, I think this is one of the major challenges. This trait is what is causing us all these fracas in all these African countries, most especially, even outside of Nigeria. Because the way the men treat the women, the way the women treat the men. So typically, the South African story, men are always spending. The Nigerian guys will always spend on the South African ladies or wherever they go. And typically, they get attracted to them and they leave their own guys.
Yeah.
So, and that's why there's always that underground fight of, we don't want Nigerian men in
It's
this
even direct
country.
now, it's not underground anymore.
So you're saying all this is because of
Yeah.
that thing, the
Exactly.
goods, not the goods, yeah?
Yeah.
All this xenophobia is because of the goods.
Exactly.
Last night is about the goods.
Oh wow, but that's a very interesting point. Very interesting point there. Listen, I hope you sent in your comments because we're going to be reading your comments now. Use the hashtag #TheBlackTable on TVC. We've talked about a couple of things. You can choose from any of them and send in your comments. We're going to be reading them and also giving you a reaction on them. We've got a small segment, by the way, guys, we call Just a Tip.
Just
You
a
guys-
tip.
Just a tip.
Tip off.
Good question. Doctor, you're going to be giving us the tip today
Ah,
at the end of the show. But remember, just the tip. No shoulders, please.
okay.
We'll be back.
You always take the bill on the first date, second date, and third date. Bro code.
Well, welcome back. I see your messages. Thank you for using the hashtag The Black Table on TVC. Let's get to it now. Now, Outlook.com, our regular texters, back again this evening, says, yes, Umazino. Ghanaian women are truly beautiful. However, I have dated 2 of them, and they are not far from materialistic too. Like I said, hey, Ghanaians, same things, just that our Nigerian men, we spoiled our women a bit too much, so they're more demanding, like we said from before. At Runke here says, please, 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 that brother doesn't know what he is talking about. Are Nigerian men not entitled? Are we? Nigerian men just want to eat and sleep in your house, and they also expect to get laid, and they don't drop money, always giving one excuse or the other. She hisses. Actually, spells that. These are the ones
Somebody
we're talking
chopped
about.
her for free.
He paid now.
Somebody, as in they paid her in this week.
It would seem so because there's plenty of emotions in there, but devil's advocate, a Nigerian men entitled, because while we are complaining that they want money, they're complaining that Nigerian men just want to get laid. Is it a lie?
It's not a lie. See, when you demand something from me and I provide that, I expect to receive a return for my investment. Do you understand?
So is that
that's
a
why-
transaction?
Yeah, what? That's the transaction. about it.
He has been digging. He wants to strike oil.
No, but you get where I'm coming from. If you meet me on the first date and you're demanding
Oh,
so
boy.
many material things, and I provide those material things for you, then I'm entitled to what I want. And then you're not telling me, I'm not going to give it up. You don't give me the goods. I don't lick, I don't taste. You get where I'm coming from? So they're entitled to that because that's what if that's what you want, this is what I want. I gave you what you wanted, so I should get what I want.
Transactional.
Exactly.
Transaction, like we said from before, from the very start of the show.
So
Okay.
because of your entitlement, we're entitled.
And honestly,
Which came first, though, the chicken or the egg? Is it their entitlement or our entitlement?
honestly, I'm flipping to something else entirely within the context of what we're talking about. I also realized that this conversation, this argument is also based on who you are. Because I realized that in life, you attract your kind of person. So at the end of the day, you see them. I want something, you want something.
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. Oh, somebody said while the cameras were out, actually, that all this Wahala na Yahoo boys cause up. And you agreed. In fact, you said that inside of the show. All right, so King Kong or King Gung here says, I think the problem with most ladies is a sense of no identity. They clamor for things that are that other ladies have, hence losing moral value. It's the gram. It's Instagram. Like I say, you see, you want, you can't afford, you're going to go
You
get
do
it.
anything
You
to
do
get
anything
it.
to get it. That's what it seems like. Talk about Loud here says, most women use pregnancy to trap, talking about our previous topic, to trap men. If you try them, you are on your own. I would agree with you. Whatever you get, if the guy agrees, and if he doesn't gawk, like the story,
Like the story Kola told us.
after the fifth household, well, I guess you get what you get. What you guess you get what you got. Yeah. Ajoke says, hey, Mazino, I think that is an unrealistic statement. Does he know what we do when these men are low on cash?
Sure.
Aha. And when men are low on cash, they are low. Are they orphans then? Do you want to go on that one? You want to say anything about that one?
Life is high and low, so I agree. If you're in a consistent relationship with someone, there is a tendency that probably a deal went bad. So
Yeah.
we have
prop him
dry
up.
season, we have wet season. So
Prop him up.
if you have a consistent...
I think also the fact that you made so many demands in the first place put you in a position that when things are low, it's expected for you to just make do. You understand? If it's all about what you have and what you receive, yeah,
Contentment.
yeah.
Yeah. Solution 666, the devil.
Yeah.
The audacity of this Ghanaian goat likening Nigerian women to orphans Get out of here, Charlie. It's not me that said it to him. We have more messages. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take all of them. Thank you very much, Agbala Jaka Sparrow. Thank you very much, Bobby Doll 36 and also EG Kola. Unfortunately, we can't read these, but we will respond to them. Thank you for using the hashtag #TheBlackTable on TVC. So it's safe to say that we have at least sunk our teeth into the topics here, but there's still one more thing left to go. First off, I wanted to say, fashion designer here in the house, grand stylist and everything. He'll even style your beard, Seb, by the way. It's grand to have you in, man. Hoping that you'll be back again some other time.
Most definitely.
And of course, the doctor, the surgeon. I like your views. They're grand, and we have to go out after now.
I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out.
He's afraid of the streets.
He's afraid of the streets. He's afraid of the game. But
I'm not outside.
you're not the outside.
Okay, inside.
The inside we did. But Shogo, you have to give us just the tip.
Okay, so the year is wrapping up. 2023 is no more next year. 2023 is just about 29 days away. I want you to know that whatever it is you want to do, start it early. Work, that's W-O-R-K, work, and walk, W-A-L-K, with a sense of urgency. I need you to treat your January with all sense of intention. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. No half measures, right? Thank you.
That's a grand one. That's a good one. Nice. I like it. Gang, how's your mother? You were out last week because you went. She's getting better.
Yeah.
All right, yes, going out to Gang's mom, please. We know he's a tough kid and everything, but we hope you get better. Hope you see this one. Now you were gonna tell us that meaning for the name.
Oh, my name? Actually, Gang is a family name. My name is Tiang. So which name are you looking for?
Gang.
Gang. Shout out to my Birom people out there. Show moi, show. That's J-Town, Plateau Lingua for you guys that don't
Get
know.
to the name, man.
Well, the name actually means like, if you break it down, it's almost similar to the English name. There's a plant, like a cactus plant, that provides a certain gum. The gum that it provides is called gang.
Okay.
Do you understand? And they use that gum to hold things together and stick things together. And they now also use that cactus plant to create certain boundaries, to say this is my portion, this is my gang. So that's.
Thank you very much. So I really needed him to say that at the end of the game because it would seem that this is the guy that actually keeps us together every single evening. Gang.
Oh, Gino said something sweet to
Only
me.
time I've ever said anything about this guy. Listen,
I
y'all.
shall be tasting his good soon.
God forbid, I'm not lifting the finger. Listen, catch us next week again, 11 o'clock on Friday night. Hey, it's a good morning to you all out there because it's Saturday already. Catch you guys after. Bye-bye now.